Okay, so I never really thought about the wow. I never really thought about the idea of having a video journal. But today when I was walking home, I decided that I have a ton of homework. I mean, it's already 9:30 and I haven't even started. And I really want to be able to put things on my blog in a faster way so you guys can know what's going on and I can maybe show you a little bit of my personality for those of you who don't get to talk to me on the phone or speak to me that often. So yeah, I thought that a video blog might be a really good way to do that. So let me first start off by saying that I'm going to try a lot harder to post more often, and I'm thinking that this is going to be a really good way to do that. So first, today was the first day, and almost 4 months that it was warm enough for me to walk home comfortably. That means I didn't have to wait for the bus, which was great. And I even had time to stop by an exposition at this one, exposition hall. It's Caja Madrid, which is a bank, but lots of banks here have these special rooms where you can have expositions. And they're fairly interesting and free. So I got to stop by an exposition because I had time, and it was really nice. And it was a really good way to just really end my day. And I also killed 3 of my exams, which was awesome because I'll tell you, third quarter's been tough. I think it's a time of year because everyone's really getting into I know I've been getting a lot more into Spain itself, living more here, doing more Spanish things, just enjoying life here a lot more, but a lot of time life is that time outside of school, which does not leave much time for studying, which is it's a pain. And our director got everyone together and had this big talk about how we all need to dedicate more time and that everyone's so worried about us. And it's funny because everyone in the room just kind of sat there and looked around at each other, and I thought to myself, this is exactly what's supposed to be happening. This shows that we're having a good time in Spain. So, got to pull together though. Junior year, most important year. But, besides that, everything's been really great. I'm tutoring, today I was walking back from working, and I love being able to say I'm working. It's just it has a great feeling to it. But, giving English classes to these 2 little girls who are just adorable. And it's funny because their parents think that they're going to be able to learn English by the time I leave, but it's like they literally did not speak a lick of English before I got there. I mean, thank God I speak Spanish, or else it would have been impossible. But I mean, conversational, nothing. When I speak in English, just any sentence. If I said, hey, let's do this, open your book to page 12. Nothing. So I've basically been doing what I guess I did my entire life. Learn vocab. And I'll tell you, vocab is one of the most important aspects of a language because no matter how well you know the grammar, if you do not have the vocabulary to speak, you cannot speak. That and pronunciation. Because I'd say the number one thing people compliment me here for is my pronunciation of Spanish, because I'm not in Dele, which is the super sick advanced class here for Spanish, but I'm in one right below it. And I'm not the star of our Spanish class because grammar's not my thing. But if you can go on the streets and you can talk to people, that's something completely different. It's part of living somewhere, and ultimately you'll have more success, and I personally think it's a lot more important. Anyway, last week I was in Paris. We left Thursday, and I got back yesterday night, and it was gorgeous. It was an art trip for my contemporary art class, which I'm telling you, I'm loving. Because before I came to Spain, no one would have ever said I could ever be artistic. I mean, I'm taking drawing classes, although I've ditched the last 3 classes because, living alone, I feel like a college student having to organize my own finances. Just money slips away. The euro exchange rate, just awful. And with traveling, so I have no money to pay this art teacher, so I haven't been in 3 weeks, but we'll figure that out. And so we went and saw a lot of museums. I saw the Mona Lisa, and I came to a decision that I just truly despise classic art, which is funny because all the classics, Roman. We've been studying everything from the very beginning, from Egyptian art, but literally we're studying right now. studying faves. I don't know how to say it in English because all of our classes are in Spanish, but fauvismo and like the Dada movement, I find that completely uninteresting as well. But when we start getting into surrealism, and you go to Dali, like all like the greats, like interesting, but not quite towards futurism. You know, pointillism, impressionism, love it. And we saw a lot of that, so that was really great. But today, I went to this exposition, and it was a collection of about, I'd say, 400 magazines, but it wasn't just magazines like Women's Magazine, People. It was more of art magazines, fashion magazines, music magazines. A lot of them were collections of poems, like published photo albums. And they were from all around the world. You know, there were a lot from the States or a lot from Britain. Is that how you say it in English? I don't even remember. A lot from Britain. I really don't know if that's how you say it. I'm very embarrassed. But a few were from Spain as well. And it's going to cost me a lot to try and translate as well as remember what exactly this thing said. But on the wall, they had printed in big black wall and white letters is printed this. It was basically a comparison of how public media and images in the media has changed over the last 30 or so years. So since I guess the 80s, and they had a lot of really old magazines. They had a lot of really new ones as well. And I loved it. I was there for only about an hour because I had to go home. And I was tired of just standing around. It was hot, and I didn't want to take off my jacket. And I was just kind of lazy. But it was just like a lot of like really thought-provoking, capturing images. You know, like I'm very easy to please. Bright colors. I don't know. It was great. I really enjoyed it. And there's this one black and white magazine, black and white photography. And I remember talking to my friend Maxine, who's also from LA, about she's really big on photography and just thinking about her. And she made a really, really interesting point about how a great photograph can capture all the shades in between black and white, all the shades of gray, and how difficult that is. And I never thought about that before. And we were at Centro Pompidou, and yeah, that's in French, so don't hate my accent. But yeah, we were there, and I was looking at this photography with her, and it was quite amazing. Anyway, I think I'm going to take her back there and finish up the collection. I only really looked at it. I only got through about 30 of the 400. Don't think I'll be able to finish it, but yeah. Thought I'd share a little bit about my day with you guys. If you watch this whole video, I love you so much. Thank you so much to everyone who looks at my blog. I really do appreciate this. I never thought people cared that much about what I was up to. But yeah, it's a great feeling. So, thanks.